This is a WMUR Commitment 2020 special in partnership with the New Hampshire Institute of Politics. Conversation with the candidate. Tonight, author Marianne Williamson.
Good evening and welcome to our Conversation with the Candidate series. I'm Adam Sexton and our guest tonight is Democrat Marianne Williamson. Tonight we'll be getting to know Ms. Williamson and where she stands on key issues. At the start of our show, I'll be asking the candidate some questions, and then after a break, we'll have our studio audience jump in with their questions in a town hall format. But before we get to that, let's take a quick look at the candidate's biography. Marianne Williamson was born in Texas in 1952 and went to public school in Houston. She spent 2 years at Pomona College in Claremont, California, and then began speaking to small groups about a set of books called A Course in Miracles, including at the Philosophical Research Society in Los Angeles. She describes the books as a self-study program of spiritual psychotherapy based on universal spiritual themes. Williamson then became involved in helping with the AIDS crisis, facilitating counseling and support groups, and the creation of Project Angel Food, a meal service for homebound people suffering from AIDS that she says has now served more than 11 million meals in the Los Angeles area. In 1992, she published her first book called A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles. She was invited to be a guest on The Oprah Winfrey Show, and after that, the book went on to become the 5th largest selling book in the U.S. that year. She has also published 12 other books, 4 of which have been #1 New York Times bestsellers. Williamson ran for Congress in California in 2014, coming in 4th out of a field of 16. She believes that the U.S. has a problem with its psychological fabric, and in order to deal with it, Americans must address it on the level of their internal being. Marianne Williamson, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So you're a non-traditional candidate. You've never been elected before, but what do you tell voters here in New Hampshire who want to know why you're running?
I'm running because I believe, like every American of goodwill believes, that America has swerved. We've swerved from our ethical center. Our economic system has swerved from its moral center. Our government has swerved from its moral center, from our democratic values and from our human values. And if we do not address our problems on that level, then no matter what we do to fix things on the outside, this country will not transform. There's a difference between fixing and transforming. And in the 21st century, this is an era where we realize that just tweaking things on the outside, what we think of is the issues, the traditional issues, changing things here, changing things there. Something is wrong on a more fundamental level, and I address those.
The presidency is the most powerful office on planet Earth. What has prepared you in your life to assume the mantle of that power?
Franklin Roosevelt said that the primary responsibility of the presidency is moral leadership. He said that the administrative aspects of the job are secondary. And I think if you need moral leadership, which I think we do right now, you might want to think of hiring a moral leader. I believe that we need a political visionary right now more than we need a political mechanic. The same mindset that got us into this ditch is not the mindset that will get us out of it.
You've spoken before about the erosion of human values. What do you mean by that, and what would you do to change that erosion?
Well, first of all, when I talk about the erosion of human values, I'm not talking about a problem inside the heart of the average American. We're fine as people. We're no better than anyone else, but we're certainly no better than anyone else. I see goodness, I see dignity, and I see compassion. The problem is that our government right now does not often enough display and channel our goodness, our decency, and our compassion. As individuals, we don't put making money before taking care of our children. We don't make this mentality of just getting what I want more important than being good people. And yet, as a government, our government has become an advocate for short-term profits, usually for major corporate entities, more than an advocate for the people of this country, the world, and the planet on which we live. If we are going to change our social contract from a government of the people, by the people, for the people, if we're going to change that to of the corporations, by the corporations, and for the corporations, we should have a conversation about that and make sure that the American people agree to that. We've apparently acquiesced to a systematic change in that direction, systematically taking the major resources of this country and placing them in the hands of just a very few people. This has been going on for 40 years, and I feel that it's time for us to interrupt that pattern, for the American people to rise up now and to intervene.
So what's a specific policy then that embodies these human values?
Well, there are many things. First of all, I would repeal those tax cuts that are given to the very, very wealthiest among us. This kind of wealth inequality that we have today, the greatest since 1929, did not come out of nowhere. It has to do with tax policies. It has to do with corporate subsidies. And so what has happened, for instance, like take the 2017 tax bill, where it's a $2 trillion bill, where 83 cents of every dollar goes to the very, very richest among us. Meanwhile, you have 40% of Americans who are struggling just to make ends meet. We need an infusion, a massive infusion of economic opportunity and hope, much along the line that Franklin Roosevelt brought about. That has to do with universal health care. It has to do with making college at the very least more affordable. It has to do with raising the minimum wage. It has to do with the canceling and renegotiation of so many of these college loans. It has to do with dealing with the fact that this tsunami of automation is coming towards us. I believe that every American has within us God-given unlimited potential for creativity and for goodness. But this country is acting now contrary to what the American dream and the American aspiration is. We are capping people's dreams. We are making more difficult for people. Our government, which is meant to serve the people, has become almost punitive towards the majority of people. And this needs to stop. It is having devastating human consequences. One of the issues I'm most concerned with is the children of the United States. We have millions of American children living in chronic trauma. Millions of American children who are going to schools where they don't even have the adequate school supplies to teach a child to read. And if a child cannot read by the age of 8, that child has a drastically diminished chance of graduating from high school and a drastically increased chance of incarceration. That's why I would have a U.S. cabinet-level U.S. Department of Children and Youth.
Okay, we're going to continue this conversation in just a moment, just down in Studio B, where we'll join our studio audience. Stay with us.